Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, LTRN just filed an 8K reporting on a clinical trial presentation, and I am seeing some potentially interesting developments. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. Lantern Pharma is sharing early results from a key trial, and while it is early days, the market seems to be reacting. Alright, so what we have here is a very quick update from Lantern Pharma, what they call a Form 8. Think of this as a way for public companies to announce big news to investors immediately outside of their regular financial reports. The main point of this filing is an announcement made on the 1st of June that Lantern Pharma used a presentation to discuss their Harmonic Phase 2 clinical trial. This trial is for a product candidate they are developing called LP-300. This is essentially them saying, hey, we talked about our drug trial and here is the info we used. They've included a copy of this presentation as an exhibit. This is where we get to see the actual details they shared with investors or partners. While the filing itself doesn't give us the trial data, it tells us that data was presented. We know from the news that this presentation shared some promising Phase 2 trial results for lung cancer. Given the small size of Lantern Pharma, with only 16 employees and a market cap around $49 million, these clinical trial results are incredibly important for their future. Any positive news can have a big impact. For context, Lantern Pharma's stock is traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker LTRN. They are a biotechnology company, and like many early-stage biotech firms, their valuation and investor sentiment heavily rely on the success of their drug development pipelines. Their common stock is registered and trades on the Nasdaq stock market. Right now, the stock price is around $3.4, and it has seen a range from about $1.11 to $5.74 over the last year. The recent news mentioning lung cancer trial survival data and promising Phase 2 trial results likely fueled the stock's jump mentioned in those other headlines. This section just basically lists out the documents attached to this filing. The key one here is Exhibit 99.1, which is that presentation about the LP-300 trial. It also confirms the filing includes interactive data, which is something the SEC requires for transparency, allowing computers to read the financial information easily. And finally, the official sign-off. This confirms the report was filed with the necessary authorization, in this case signed by David R. Margrave, the Chief Financial Officer. This is standard procedure for these types of filings. Looking at the bigger picture, this filing, along with the recent news, suggests Lantern Pharma is making progress with its LP-300 drug candidate. For a company this size, a successful Phase 2 trial could be a massive catalyst, potentially leading to much larger partnerships or even acquisition interest. Their market cap is still small, under $50 million, and they've had recent funding efforts, raising up to $9.25 million in May. This funding is crucial for advancing these trials. The risk I am watching is still the inherent uncertainty of drug development. Phase 2 is promising, but Phase 3 is the real hurdle, and regulatory approval is never guaranteed. However, positive Phase 2 data, especially around survival, is a strong positive signal that investors are clearly responding to. What I am actually looking for next is the detailed data from that presentation to be further analysed by the broader scientific and investment community. And the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If this analysis was valuable, hit like and subscribe. Check our Discord.